Hi, I'm Captain Chris Myers, Orlando Fly Casting Lessons. Today we're going to talk about how to make your fly fishing cast a lot more accurate. One of the things that my clients struggle with a lot, because we do primarily sight fishing, is accuracy. Speed and accuracy are a great combination to have. If you're struggling with your cast landing exactly where you need it, it's usually a result of a couple of different things. I'm going to show you what I see happen to clients over and over that causes their cast not to be as accurate as they want, especially when the wind starts blowing, and tips on how you can improve that accuracy and make sure it lands exactly where you want. One of the things many anglers struggle with, especially on my saltwater charters, but even people that come to me for personal fly casting lessons, is accuracy. And generally, it's always a result of the same things happening. And that is too low of a back cast, which results in too high of a forward cast in all their false casts. So it looks something like this. The false casts go up because that's the only way they can make a loop, because the back cast is low. But they know they're not going to be able to let this go up here, so they try to slam the tip down and slap the line out onto the water, and if it goes straight, that's a good cast. It never has a loop that unrolls because we're essentially taking this loop here and pulling the bottom out of it. Have high grass behind me. I've already hit that grass back there 3 or 4 times, and you can see what that did to the forward cast. It made the forward cast, false cast, not look so good. Common occurrence, either hits the water behind people or there's some grass, rocks, whatever is back there. If our back casts are going down, our forward casts are going to have to go up in order to make that loop. But this is not generally a cast we would use for accuracy up here. This is cast that we want to make a pile cast, or if we want to shoot it as far as possible, I would make a lower back cast. If we're going to have an accurate forward cast, that fly has to unroll right above the water, and if it's not going to land where we want it to. If I make my back cast up here, now my forward cast unrolls right above the surface. I see exactly where it's going to land the stroke before. I'm not changing my delivery stroke. So the first thing you want to look at is your delivery stroke generally in the same spot as the false cast you made before that? Is your rod tip going in the same angle? Is your fly unrolling generally in the same spot? Or is your false cast maybe up here and then the delivery winds up with the tip down here pointing into the water, slamming it as hard as you can, hoping that it goes out straight? To minimize the amount of false casts we have to make, and oftentimes in sight fishing, when we're needing extreme accuracy, we have to get it out there quickly as well. We need to make sure that first back cast goes up high. So the very first cast, up over the top, out over the top. A lot of times we can get away with just one. Cast flips up high, down. But if my very first back cast comes down, then I can kind of work my way around. Eventually I can get it up there. It took me 3 strokes to do what I could have done in 1. The only way you're going to know when you're starting out or trying to change this is if you're turning around to look at what your back cast did. If you're making a guess, you don't know if it was awesome, horrible, somewhere in between. We don't want to do this on a regular basis when we're fishing, but always when we're practicing, let's see if that back cast went up there where I wanted, or am I only looking this way and I continually make this back cast and wonder why it's unrolling in the front by the water now, but I have no loop. I'm just slapping it out. Yes, it went straight. That really wasn't a loop fly cast that unrolled toward my target. And as soon as the wind blows, that cast there quickly falls apart. If we're going to have a cast that'll hold up in the wind and is super accurate and effortless, over the top, follow through. If I'm going to make a false cast, up, out, up, out. Now I can move it left, right. I can move it a little bit farther out if I need to, but I know exactly where that cast is going to land because I'm watching it unroll just above my target the stroke before. If you need extremely accurate casts and you're having trouble getting those casts to land where you want, the first thing you should do, check out your back cast and make sure your back cast is going up. Then you'll be able to make beautiful loops with the forward cast unrolling down. Now that you've seen how important those false cast strokes are in making your delivery accurate, go out and practice that. Get that high back cast, low in the front. If you're still struggling with other parts of your cast, I recommend you check out my common fly casting problems playlist. Maybe you'll find something in there that can help you become a better fly caster.